Dana Tenha, and you're watching FYI. We live in an area rich with knowledge, and we have the educational institutions and museums to back that claim. One of our museums has been in a long process of moving and renovating. The museum had a grand opening in April of this year, and now they're fully operational with the completion of the next phase of the renovation. The University of Michigan Museum of Natural History is fully open to the public, and their new exhibits are can't miss.
Under the microscope is so exciting and beautiful. The content of this gallery is like cell biology, DNA, genetics, developmental biology, and all those things are really, really tiny and too small to see with the naked eye. So we can't just put them in a display case. We had to get really creative. So one of the cool things, the centerpieces in the room, is a giant walk-in cell. So you can go inside and see models of what are called organelles, that are the mechanisms inside of our cells that are doing things all the time throughout our body.
Exploring Michigan takes a deep look at the history of the Mitten State.
It explores our state by looking at the geological history and the prehistoric history. So there are beautiful fossils in one of the areas. The centerpiece of the gallery are 5 new life-size dioramas of 5 different ecosystems in Michigan, including oak hickory forest, rivers, dunes, jack pine forest, and wetlands.
Interactive labs place you in the role of scientist.
They're using the tools that scientists use, like pipettes, and they're doing experiments like figuring out what blood type somebody is, or trying to understand the difference between lactose-free milk and regular milk. All different senses are used, and you can read, you can touch, you can watch, you can really get involved and talk with people.
To plan your next visit to the University of Michigan Museum of Natural History, visit ummnh.org. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. We are right in the midst of the season of giving, and to kick off the festivities, the Main Street Area Association works in conjunction with local businesses to create a unique shopping experience. Take a look. Every year at the beginning of December, downtown businesses bring the deals during Midnight Madness.
I'm down here for the Midnight Madness. This is Ann Arbor, correct?
Yes.
I'm not from around here. I'm from the North Pole. I just wanted to make sure. Ann Arbor, Michigan. And we're greeting all the shoppers as they walk through the storefronts and taking pictures and saying hello to all the good boys and girls here in Ann Arbor.
It's an experience just to have the camaraderie of all the other folks shopping, just to enjoy the busyness of the downtown area. And there's discounts all up and down the street, and there's also some great deals in the restaurants. So it's an opportunity to shop and eat.
This is the Himalayan Bazaar, and we like to think that we want to take you around the world or bring the world around to you. So we actually organize tours. We take people trekking in the Himalayas twice a year, and then we go shopping and we bring home imports.
Our goal is to be more than just a comic book store. We want to be a community where people can come and we can introduce people to comic books. We want anybody to be able to walk in and find a comic they'll love, and we'll help them find one.
Shopping small is really important, that it really is the personal touch of us having a highly curated assortment of items that you just don't find anywhere else. And I just think it's very important to support those that are in turn supporting the community.
Don't miss this year's festivities on Friday, December 6th with sidewalk entertainment from 7 to 9. In today's technology-ridden world, it's easy to get distracted from your task at hand. But when you're driving, your concentration should be on the road and not on your device. Even more so with the potential for ice and snow. Learn about distracted driving in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Bill Clock, the Arbor Police Special Services Section. I'm here to talk a little bit about distracted driving. Texting while driving does increase your stopping distance, so it's going to actually take you a whole lot longer to stop. Nationally, in 2016, there was 3,500 people killed in distracted driving collisions. And in 2016, here in Michigan alone, there's 43 fatalities and about 13,000 traffic crashes resulting from distracted driving incidents. Michigan Vehicle Code does prohibit sending a text message, reading a text message, or manually typing a text message. We do have a lot of students coming back to town here shortly, with about 17,000 students attending the Ann Arbor Public Schools and about 45,000 attending the University of Michigan. So there'll be lots more pedestrians. So please keep your eyes on the road, put the cell phone down, and be safe out there.
We hear a lot about the arts losing funding at schools, and we all know the arts are an integral part of life. They're a creative outlet when you need it most, and one place in Ann Arbor is keeping the arts alive and thriving through the heart and minds of today's youth. Joining me is Daniel Bigham, Educational Coordinator and Teen Muni Harrison from the Neutral Zone. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I don't actually, are you a teen still, Muni?
Yeah.
Okay, technically you're a
yeah,
teen, so
yes.
I didn't ask your age, so.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me both sort of what the Neutral Zone is and sort of what you're offering today?
Sure. The Neutral Zone is a teen center. It's focused around the arts, music, education, and really our organization is designed to bring youth voice into every facet of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have teens on our board of directors who help make decisions. We have teens that offer programs, and they are the ones that decide which programs we offer during the year. So my job is I run our drop-in program, which is our after-school program. We serve hot meals, we provide tutoring, and it's also our kind of loading dock to promote to our teens the programs that we already offer.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're a freshman in high school and you come in for your very first time, you'll meet my smiling face. And then I'll get to know you a little bit, and then we'll find out where your interests lie, and then we'll try to channel you towards those. If there's a program that you would like to see at the Neutral Zone, then we have a process for allowing teens to create a program.
That's
in their own space.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Mooney, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got involved in the Neutral Zone and why you wanted to continue and get more involved?
Yeah, so freshman year, I first got involved with the crew team, and I didn't make it onto spring season. So I had a friend that was like, you should come to Neutral Zone, you should do short story, and before I just didn't have the time. And then pretty much my whole schedule opened up after that, so I started coming for short story. I got really involved in that, and then really next thing I know, I'm there after school every day. I somehow managed to get really close with Daniel really fast too. I remember crying in his office freshman year, which is it's funny now, but yeah, I guess I really just liked that I had a place where I felt totally accepted, and the staff were always there to talk to me, and also I didn't have to make my own food was a big one, and they just always had snacks.
Yeah,
so.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing that's sort of interesting is that, Daniel, you were a Neutral Zone teen.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I went to Pioneer High School. At the time, the Neutral Zone was located just on Main Street, just maybe a quarter of a mile from the big house. And every day after school, I'd walk down the hill and go to Neutral Zone, and I'd work on my poems, or I'd meet friends, and they had a music studio there. So it was just kind of, after I left high school, I kept ties with the Neutral Zone and helping to coach poetry stuff. And then eventually a position opened up, and I ended up on staff. But Jeff Cass, who's the poetry teacher or English teacher at Pioneer High School, was a big reason for my involvement there. And without that, I'm probably not sitting in the position that I'm sitting right now without him. So
It sort of shaped your life.
yeah, absolutely.
Are there any criteria for teens to join the Neutral Zone?
They just need to be teens in high school.
So it doesn't matter what high school, where they live?
Nope.
Does not matter at all.
Nope.
Good.
Come on down.
So let's talk about some of your programs. Let's get a little more in depth about.
Sure.
So you have a leadership program?
Yeah. We have actually a number of leadership programs. We have Lead Team, which
Teen leadership crew now.
TLC, which is the Teen Leadership Crew, and they work on a lot of like leadership trainings and that sort of thing within the space. Then we also have TAC, which is the Teen Advisory Council. They helped, put together events in the space for donors and so forth. And then we also have our Live on Washington group. They put on they curate a huge music festival essentially for Neutral Zone at late May, early June every year. And everything that we're trying to do is to give teens the opportunity to grab positions of leadership. So we're always looking for new leaders. We're always trying to grow new leaders. And we don't feel like we're as high of service to teens if we're making all the decisions for them. It really is about them realizing their own skill set and promoting themselves.
And their own potential, because now if you are feeling comfortable as a leader, as a teen, then that will obviously parlay itself into your career down the road.
Absolutely.
So, and then you mentioned the literacy program. You both were sort of involved in the literacy program. You mentioned short stories, but you mentioned poetry, so there's different aspects of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the Volume Youth Poetry Project, and they do weekly poetry workshops, and so they'll delve into modern poets, older poets and so forth. And then there's the short story group where they actually work on writing their own prose or nonfiction or whatever really the teen is interested in working on. And then we actually have the Redbeard Press where they can actually publish their own work as well. We're one of the few, if only, teen presses in Michigan, I think.
I think it's the U.S.
Or even in the U.S.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big deal, and we're trying to give them an experience where they're dealing with real professionals in real life creation of their art, and not just in theory. So these are things where when you do it, you're doing it for real, but with mentors and leaders in the community that can show you an official way to do it.
Yeah, and another program you have is your music program, which you actually have an actual studio in there where you can record your own music, which I don't know if there's anywhere else where you're not paying to record your music in the area.
It's a really unique place. It's the Orpheum Studio at Neutral Zone. We have a lot of great staff that are just whizzes with different various music programs, whether it's making beats, whether it's putting down, folk music. We've had jazz combos, we've had orchestral people come in. So any and all variations and walks of music, we have an area where people can come together and realize their own goals in that, and they do a really, really excellent job. I'm not a music guy myself. I used to play orchestra in high school, but it's really great to see a lot. They have a very big following in our space of people that come in every day to work on their
And then
music.
you do the visual arts, which encompasses the media arts as well, which
That's right.
CTN's kind of had a presence there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Visual Arts Collective is a group that meets weekly. They put on their own curated art show where they can actually sell some of their pieces, and it's tremendous the work that you see around the community with our teen artists, whether it's 3D printing or sculpting or painting or photography. We've just seen just incredible, inspiring artwork come out of those shows. So it's definitely a point of pride for the Neutral Zone, and it's really great to see those teens out there doing that.
Well, Muni, you kind of mentioned that before, when you were on crew team, you didn't have time. But there are things that you can do at Neutral Zone even if you have a busy schedule, because you guys hold regular events for people to just come check it out, hang out, and have a good time, right?
Yeah, I think before when I was still on the crew team, there's just we have this thing called B-side, which is basically the program is for planning shows and stuff, and so I remember I think I had a friend invite me to a rock show, and I showed up, and I think that was actually my first time coming to Neutral Zone, and I just remember I was anytime there's a show, just let me know. And so my friends, I think I would go probably once a month whenever there was a show that I could go to, and I know there's a lot of people who are on sports teams that I didn't have that energy, but after their sports or their, I'm forgetting the word, but after sports they would come to Neutral Zone and do a program. So it's definitely possible. I just did not have the energy for it.
Oh, yeah. But now you're sort of a staple there. So how do you feel like the Neutral Zone has helped you, maybe with your confidence, or even just maybe planning for your future, or just feeling comfortable in your own skin?
Yeah, I actually also got involved with poetry because of Jeff Cass and Molly Rayner, who is our literary arts director, and I actually hated poetry before that. I thought it was really stupid. I thought it was just Edgar Allan Poe and like Shel Silverstein, and I just like didn't feel like it was something that related.
Don't talk trash about Shel. Come on.
It didn't feel like something that I could apply to my life, or like that was like cool for teenagers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got to like go to Volume Summer Institute and like meet cool poets, and like Jeff and Molly were both really like, you should do poetry, you'd be really good at poetry. And then last year I actually won the slams there. So
Congrats.
yeah, so now poetry is probably like the biggest part of my life. I think Neutral Zone has helped me like prioritize my mental health also. And like I have adults in my life that I feel like I'd always loved writing, and Molly was the first person that told me I could probably, like if I wanted to, I could like take that to my future, and like I could like do that as a job, and that was really exciting. So I think it really switched how I like looked at my future. It's like I could have something that is enjoyable, not just something that like gives me money.
Yeah, totally. Well, we're just about out of time, but if you both could say your own reasons why you feel like people should take advantage of the Neutral Zone.
Teens first.
Probably just because Neutral Zone like really gives a voice to like teens that I don't think we don't have anywhere else. I think I feel like the most heard and prioritized at Neutral Zone, and it really like gave me adults that like helped me figure out like setting boundaries and like looking at my future, and like you know, just like kind of how to build myself as like a person, and like as a young person figuring out who I am. So I think Neutral Zone is really, it's just a great resource because like, you know, like they've helped me through everything. Like they've helped me get sober. So I think that just like getting to build those relationships, and if you don't have the money for something, Neutral Zone can like we like apply for grants and stuff. So
It's huge.
yeah.
I mean, I think teens should come to the Neutral Zone because we have a whole plethora of resources to connect you to whatever it is that you're trying to see yourself actualize. So whether that's just finding a place to hang out and say, hey, I'm here and let's have some fun, or you want to be involved deeply, or you want to find mentors, or you want to find, you know, just a place to soundboard an idea. It's just a very versatile place where you can just kind of come in and be who you are, and whatever your interests are, our job is to help you to realize it. So if you're a teen and you have interests, or you have goals, or you have ideas that you think are big and valuable, come on down and we're gonna help you flesh them out and move forward with basic steps. And for me, the Neutral Zone was a place that allowed me to look at myself separate from who I was in school, and work on some of the things that I really personally cared about versus, well, this is what, you know, my teacher thinks I should do, or this is what my parent thinks I should do, or, you know, whomever. It really was about me and what I wanted. And so if you're a teen and you think that that's something you'd like to try out, then we invite you to come on down.
All right, well, thank you both for coming on the show and for doing what you do, because it's amazing. For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer, and remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.